Why is the 2019 song called Cruel Summer topping the Billboard Hot 100 in November 2023? Well, it's a Taylor Swift song to start with. Every aspect of the song is fully optimized and firing on all cylinders so that it fully connects and resonates with the listener without ever wearing out its welcome. But what makes the song so special is its unique combination of common and clever, simplicity and depth. To be this universally popular, the song has to be simple. In the music industry, they call it the kiss me principle: keep it simple, singable, and memorable. Though it's a very important component of a hit song, obviously it is not enough. On the contrary, too much commonness can make the song boring and unremarkable. Cruel Summer, though, is common enough to make almost anyone passionately shout its bridge, and deeply clever at the same time to keep you intrigued and discover something new with each listen. The sound. First of all, there is a catchy melody. The meticulously composed arrangement, dominated by synthesized sounds, forms a captivating musical canvas, perfectly enhancing the story. Additionally, the song evokes a feeling of recognition by blending in electropop synthpop elements and a nostalgic nod to the 1980s. It goes hand in hand with trends that influenced significant Hot 100 Top 10 hits in both 2019 and 2023. The Soundvise song is common. Cruel Summer sounds similar to any 1989 song, for example. Storytelling. In literature, there is a AIDE principle: action, imagery, detail devices, and emotion. The song effectively employs it to vividly narrate the story in an engaging way. Its abundance of cleverly crafted metaphorical lyrics deeply captivates the listener. Cruel Summer showcases an array of finely crafted rhymes and other elements that enhance lyrical connections, strengthening the song's capacity to resonate and connect with the audience. Let's go through the song. Verse 1. Although the song's initial line is captivating and thought-provoking, its significance only becomes clear with the crucial support provided in the following second line, which puts it into perspective. Both lines contain lyrics that blend positive and negative tones, establishing the overarching tone for the forthcoming story. The reference to a fever dream, known for its vivid yet distressing nature, lays the groundwork for the troubled aspect of the relationship. Coupled with the subsequent lyric, "High in the quiet of the night," it implies Swift's strong longing for someone she can't shake off her mind. It's clear her love interest's bad boy persona, insight into the kind of person Swift is attracted to. The beginning of the relationship, a shiny toy, is also something that is new and desirable, and the fact that the relationship might not end well, with a price. The lyrics, "You know that I caught it, and you know that I bought it," cleverly convey Swift's full desire and commitment to being with this person. The first verse is a great example of clever wordplay and metaphors. The vocoder processed background vocals. Note that the vocals processing and background positioning can be construed as Swift's subconscious, depicting what she really wants, despite the possible negative aspects conveyed in her lead vocal. This cleverly provides the narrative with increased clarity against the metaphorical lyrics. Pre-chorus 1, lines 1 and 2, function as a connected lyrical pair. The metaphors skillfully evoke the heightened anticipation Swift experiences when separated from this individual. Yet, upon closer examination, a more intricate parallel emerges. These lyrics can also be seen as reminiscent of the balcony scene in the poignant love tale of Romeo and Juliet, where Juliet eagerly awaits Romeo's arrival outside her window. This nuanced comparison adds further intrigue and depth to the story, while remaining aligned with its overarching message. Line 3, "Devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes," is one of the cleverest and most impactful lines in the entire song. Using all aspects of the AID principle, "Devils roll the dice" cleverly conveys the chance Swift is willing to take on her bad boy love interest, while "angels roll their eyes" reflects her going against her better judgment. In line 4, the phrase, "What doesn't kill me makes me want you more," encapsulates Swift's enduring longing despite the drawbacks of the relationship. This succinctly establishes the conflict that Swift grapples with in the subsequent chorus. It's worth noting that this lyric cleverly echoes the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Chorus. The chorus is composed of two 4-line stanzas. Stanza 1 summarizes both Swift's exhilaration and pessimism toward the new relationship. Line 1 cleverly substantiates that it is a new relationship, while inferring Swift's physical attraction to him. Note that this ties in with the shiny toy reference in verse 1. In line 2, expresses Swift's underlying sorrow and unease about the probable unfavorable conclusion of the relationship. This sentiment was hinted at earlier in the first verse through the lyrics "fever dream" and "shiny toy with a price." Line 3 is a common nonsense lyric that serves an interesting purpose, creating mainstream familiarity. Melodically, it foreshadows and subsequently reinforces the song title hook melody that follows in line 4. Line 4, "It's a cruel summer," works hand in hand with the nonsense lyric that precedes it to encapsulate the entire essence of the narrative. Furthermore, it provides the narrative with heightened depth by tying it into a summer fling scenario. Stanza 2 communicates using an effective combination of detail devices, emotive lyrics, and both clever and common lyricism. It implies her acknowledgement of the uncertainty and the apparent nonchalant nature of the relationship, despite its adverse emotional impact on her. Lines 5 and 6 provide additional information into Swift's psyche as it pertains to the overall situation. Line 5 can be considered an example of common lyricism. "It's cool, that's what I tell him," reiterates her seeming acceptance of the way things are. In line 6, "No rules in breakable heaven," expands upon the sentiment introduced in line 5, offering further insight into her perspective. This lyric cleverly implies that the relationship lacks strict guidelines, portraying a casual nature. While it holds the potential for greatness, heaven, it also carries fragility and the risk of falling apart, breakable. Verse 2. In the first line, skillfully blends imagery and emotion, vividly portraying Swift's sad yet resilient state. Note the clever tie-in with pre-chorus 1. "What doesn't kill me makes me want you more." In line 2, presents the simultaneous feelings of both characters for the first time in the song, enriching the narrative. Expanding on line 1, it addresses two crucial aspects: external circumstances, the trying times, potentially affecting the relationship's success, and their apparent lack of effort to make things work. Pre-chorus 2. While this clever-leaning pre-chorus can be interpreted in a multitude of ways, a likely interpretation following the relationship heading south development in the second verse is that Swift is expecting its inevitable end. Line 1, "So cut the headlights, summer's a knife," uses all aspects of the AIDE principle to cleverly convey Swift's inferred desire for her love interest to turn the lights out on the relationship because it's becoming too difficult for her to bear. Line 2, the somewhat cliché, thus common leaning, "I'm always waiting for you just to cut to the bone," reinforces the breakup theme introduced in line 1, while concluding the metaphor involving knives and cutting. After revisiting the theme in line 3, line 4 concludes the section by stating, "And if I bleed, you'll be the last to know." In line with the previous references to knife and cutting, this implies that if he does eventually end things and it causes her pain, she won't let him know that it affected her. This line is also common leaning. Bridge. Most special, this part of Cruel Summer is undoubtedly one of the most fan-favorite moments at the Eras Tour. The song's resurgence can be attributed to the sense of unity elicited among fans by its melodious and easily chanted bridge. Compared to most of the other sections in the song, the bridge utilizes a greater degree of action and imagery-based lyricism, fewer metaphors, and leans more toward the common end of the spectrum as opposed to clever. It was essential to ensure that the listener could readily and deeply relate to the depicted situations. That's what makes the whole stadium chant that part with the full capacity of their lungs. Using all aspects of the AIDE principle, lines 1 and 2 paint a relatable scene of Swift coping with the breakup by self-medicating with alcohol and the heartbreak she feels. However, note that the omission of specifics relating to the car and bar leave it open for the listener to interpret as they see fit. Lines 3 and 4 transition into purely emotional lyricism, capturing Swift's inner struggle between her conflicting feelings and her enduring attraction toward her love interest, even after the relationship has ended. Moreover, line 4 introduces an intriguing revelation about the secretive nature of the relationship, inviting the listener to interpret its reasons. Lines 5 and 6 continue the pattern established in lines 1 and 2, depicting a real-life situation experienced by Swift, employing the AIDE principle to convey it profoundly. These lines highlight the regularity of the affair, every night, and the inevitable negative consequence, seal my fate. Lines 7, 8, and 9 culminate the bridge with a poignant and emotional closure, portraying the only interaction between the two characters in the narrative. Lines 7 and 8 eloquently express Swift's desire for this individual, while line 9 captures his striking response. He looks up grinning like a devil. All of the layers along with the full instrumental arrangement are abruptly removed in line 9. Filling this void is the unique shout, which is processed with copious reverb. These qualities emphasize the standout lyric and enable the dense chorus that follows to hit with increased impact. Conclusion: Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer is an evidence to the enduring power of a remarkable song, demonstrating that challenging circumstances cannot prohibit its ultimate triumph. The Lover era ended more quickly than any other previous Swift album era had. In a perfect world, Cruel Summer could have become a hit in summer 2020 due to scheduled Loverfest shows. But the world stopped, Loverfest was cancelled, and instead we were gifted later that year with Folklore and Evermore. With its stadium-ready production, it finally received a deserved recognition once the audience got the chance to feel it in a suitable setting, at the Eras Tour,